I'm going to attempt to articulate and express something I've been mulling over for the last few days concerning narcissistic abuse. This would apply to any kind of abusive human interaction, but I want to focus on malignant narcissism. And that is the ritualistic quality. The ritualistic quality of narcissistic abuse. I scour the internet constantly, and there is so much information concerning satanic ritualism and ritualism in the church that is of demonic origins. And so that's probably what has me thinking along this vein. But there is definitely, in my opinion, a ritualistic element to narcissistic abuse. It may not be a formal, like a Satanist church, or it may not be formal in nature, is what I'm trying to say. It may not be proceeding from a set religious environment. But as you know, if you've studied this for any length of time, you realize that malignant narcissists, almost without exception, follow the same playbook. You could word it this way. They follow the same ritualistic practice. I really do believe there is a ritualistic quality to narcissistic abuse. Wikipedia defines ritual as follows. It is a sequence of activities. A sequence. Have you noticed that? If you are the victim of abuse, have you noticed that there is very seldom, without exception, a set sequence of activities that involved your psychological enslavement? Ritual is a sequence of activities involving gestures, words, and objects performed in a sequestered place. Performed, if I may say so, performed in an isolated environment, free from prying eyes, such as an extended family. A ritual is performed according to set sequences. Rituals may be prescribed by the traditions of a community, including a religious community. Rituals are characterized but not defined by formalism, traditionalism, invariance, rule governance, and performance. Ritual is a practice. It's repetitive in nature. These are thoughts I've had recently. Ritual is submitting your own mind and your will and your words and your body to a prescribed formula with a prescribed purpose. The wicked man or woman who abused you acted with a very prescribed purpose. You are their slave. You are their toy. You were the one they chose to dominate in order to make themselves feel like a god. I'd like to read from the Gospel of John, the words of Christ. He spoke this to the Pharisees, the pastors, the religious leaders. This is what he told them. You're of your father, the devil, and it is your will. It's your desire. It's what you want to do. To practice. Ritualism is nothing but a practice. It is your will to practice the desires that are characteristic of your father. I believe this with all of my heart. I don't know if you believe the way I do. This is what I believe, though. That the rituals, the abusive ritual performed against you and me was a formal acting out and a carrying out of a certain entity's desire. They were performing the desire of their father, that being we call devil. A fallen angel. An angelic being that lost its position eons ago before the Creator. Did I make any sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't think of anything else to say right now. So thank you for listening. Thank you.